Some Asian countries have already started to use VR to promote the tourism industry, to enable visitors to experience the destination virtually, such as Garuda, Indonesia, Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Chengdu, Shanghai in China, and of course, Tourism Australia, to name a few. So is VR the answer to help promote tourism destination? Let us find out. Can I ask Your Excellency Professor Shabazz? Plans are underway to develop an online platform that promotes VR content, videos, films on various exciting and new destinations which can be experienced by people all over, including China. Can this VR content be used as educational materials for students to experience those destinations? Professor Shabazz?
Thank you very much, Janet. The first objective, I think, for the heritage is for us to understand what it really means. As our colleagues from Cambodia, from Angkor Wat has mentioned, many of these places are places of worship as well. Like, for example, of course, the Angkor Wat, but also here in Indonesia, like Borobudur is a very important temple for the Buddhist. So how do we respect these places? How do we understand how these things came about? The engineering aspects, the architectural aspects. So from a point of view of understanding, like the reconstruction, which I showed you in my slide, to understand how these things really look like and how they evolved, how people are taking care. So that's the educational part. But also very importantly, if I have very limited budget, you talked about the Bhutan example and the quality of tourism, $250 to pay, which is certainly justified with the context. If I have limited money after the COVID is over and I want to go on a holiday, I should be able to pick one out of several destinations. And virtual reality will help me that I can go and experience first before I go there. And secondly, also, if I want varied experience in my life, every year I want to understand a different aspect of humanity. So first I can learn. We can also use this virtual reality tools with our schools, because if, for example, in Indonesia, you know, the Ministry of Education is not only Ministry of Education, Ministry of Education and Culture. Culture in many of our countries is very important part of our understanding of who we are, from where did we come, where are we going, and how do we build this intercultural dialogue? How do we prevent violent extremism? So virtual reality has to serve many of those aspects. And as augmented reality has been mentioned, artificial intelligence, the Industrial Revolution 4.0, all these have to work for the betterment of peace and sustainable development, better opportunities for the local people. Before we go there, we must develop a connection with them. And when we are there, we respect their culture, custom, religion, and we really take care of what is important locally. And also, for example, for environment, rather than going and littering things away, we take care of the very important fragile environment, what is important from the local flora and fauna. So all of that really can create new excitement, new opportunities. These tools can be used in schools and right up to the universities. So certainly we must continue to invest more, but at the same time, don't forget the real people.
Thank you.
All right.
If I may add here something as well, we need to remember also that people were staying in lockdown for many months already, and they were dreaming about the holiday, they were dreaming about the next destination, they were researching things, and they become a little more educated now, but they still need to know what is out there. So destinations, hotels, and tourism boards can actually invest in those remote experiences, because what is important for people nowadays, they want to stay connected, they want to feel this engagement with the brands, they want to feel the engagement with the destination. Those who's been once in a destination, they want to see how everything is developing there, how their favorite destination is basically going through these challenging times, and they want to have this bridge between the brand, between the destination and themselves. And actually virtual reality here, as a very immersive technology, can help in creating a very engaging experience. And this remote experience that is once again immersive and creates this connection will help to just get even more in touch with the potential guests and bring them more into the next destination after that long period of lockdown.
Yeah, totally agree. Janet, probably can you go to the next question?
All right. Okay. The next question is the hospitality industry stands to gain the most from the immersed aspect of the 360 visual, as giving them a clear picture of what they can expect when they arrive. What kind of content the hospitality industry could produce to stay in touch with the travelers, to enable them to experience their would-be stay before they come physically? Anybody can answer that?
I can pick this one up. Yeah. So when, as I just mentioned, the content should be very engaging and also entertaining, just because of the fact that I was talking about, the people were stuck at home for many, many months, and they are dreaming, they are just predicting how they're going to travel next, because people love traveling. This is something that they live and they want to go on. And when we are talking about engaging content, the combo of three is very important. It is high quality video content, the interactivity, and storytelling. If you get these three right, that's a very powerful tool for the guest engagement. And while doing so, you are allowing guests to pre-experience their stay, and they become more confident in booking and going. And we all know that confidence is a key word and safety is a key word nowadays. And there was actually a research by Oliver Wyman, a consulting firm. They asked more than 5,000 respondents, what is a key word in, what is the most important now for people to travel? And the key word now is safety. And people look into cleanliness and safety of the places that they go. Basically, through the content, which is interactive, which is engaging, you can showcase how the place looks like now, because there obviously has been changes, and in hotels and the resort with all the anti-COVID measures, what has been done so that people can feel safe and in booking their next holiday and going there. This all can be done through this engaging content.
Okay, Anna was saying about the safety, right? So would it be helpful to show content of the various SOP deployed in the tourism industry to regain back the confidence among the visitors for traveling, whether on business or leisure? Anybody want to answer to that?
No, I can take this. I think across the world, the first priority now is actually cleanliness and safety and hygiene. So what Anna mentioned is true. I think what Janet, you have brought up is also another good point. What if we can show them how are we doing it? How are we achieving this level of hygiene and safety? And that would build confidence in travelers to come. Even if they don't come now, they can come later, but they know that this is being done. Nothing beats seeing it yourself and experiencing it. Even, I mean, just think out of the box. What if the virtual tour shows them how a maid goes in the hotel room and cleans the room, and how that person sanitizes the room, how that person disinfects every touch point of the rooms and then seals the room after that. And that would be an experience that is beyond what you can tell somebody you have done. You actually seen it. You actually done it together with a maid through VR. I think that's something interesting that we can explore. That's something that I think the hotels can actually do with VR.
Yep, thank you. Yep, that was a very, very good point. Yeah, we definitely need to show the world, the importance of the SOP in all our tourism industry as well. So, okay, to the panel of the speaker, how do you take full advantage of the VR content as a key marketing tool to promote tourism destination during this COVID time when the borders are closed? Anybody want to take this?
I think I can do this one, Janet. So earlier on, when we spoke about getting ready for when borders open, VR content is basically, in all essence, a new form of showing people what they can expect when they arrive at the destination. So not to detract from VR at all, rather it is a good way of looking at it. It's almost like how advertising evolved from newspaper ads to posters to billboards and now online. I mean, these kinds of mediums are ever developing. And VR at this point is, for all intentions and purposes, a novel item, meaning that people will be more inclined, if it's easily accessible, to view a VR video and to maybe even immerse themselves a little bit more and gain a bit more from the VR video than what they would normally gain from a billboard. So again, the billboard is flat advertising. VR is immersive, and I think that's the key thing. So on that note, VR content as a key marketing tool, I think is very important. It's an emerging new kind of channel and form of content. And some of the VR videos that we've seen today are high resolution. And even as a well-seasoned travel individual, I mean, I've been to most of these places and I've been to some very beautiful ones as well. But being able to see it on a virtual reality video, well filmed, well produced, and doesn't take a lot of effort, gives me personally the incentive or the dream that, hey, you know, I want to go again, you know, much less those who have not been to a particular place. And that VR video, unlike a billboard, will impart a sense of realism of the environment that they can expect. And this, I think, if given and made more accessible as a new form of content, is going to be very, very important in attracting the attention of a lot of new tourist markets, and even getting existing tourism markets to revisit, you know, a destination which they've previously been to before.
If I may add, sorry.
No, go.
Yeah, if I may add, I think to this point, definitely, I think during this time, what is important for each side, I would say, is that communications has to be ongoing, right? The worst part is, of course, I mean, no worst part, but it's the challenging part is that I believe that a few sites has also seen the budget cut down. For example, in our case, you know, because it is not only in my authority, but also with other ministry as well, where funds has to be, of course, allocated to the Ministry of Health, for example, or to education, toward fighting COVID, right? So with this challenge of low budget, but communications has to be continued in terms of informing what are we doing to fight against COVID, or what are we doing to prepare our site, right? And I think Nigel has mentioned also well in terms of sharing about the way how we are preparing, so for example, about cleaning, you know, about how our staff, our agent is understanding about the COVID, and how are we designing maybe new way of visits, right? For example, for us, we also thinking maybe to rethink on the flow management, right? Where we could avoid big crowd, you know. We have already started where in location where people would come, big group of people can pray. We have also trained our staff to go and excuse them, but maybe to reduce the size of gathering, right? So all of this is important. I mentioned this because we actually have a code of conduct. 5 years ago, we have launched a campaign, a visitor code of conduct. And the point of this is simply to inform the visitors before arriving to the site that here are the points that is not correct, and the points are not respectful to the people, right? Of course, now the code of conduct is not to the trend anymore, right? Because you would actually aim to attract more people. So maybe the same ideas, but turning more into what is the confidence, what is the trust that we could provide to you coming to our site, and turning this into a VR style, more immersive, or making the visitor traveling to your site, to any site, could be very, very interesting. So that first show that we did not forget you. We were still here, we're still in operation, but it just COVID is there, but we're doing everything to fight COVID. So definitely I think that's something that could really help every site. It's not only here, but every site has to be in a way helping each other for that. Yeah.
Absolutely agree with you, Sangwar. It's just a kind of a joint effort together, so that you show that we are all in this boat together, and we can do more together, and we're just showing you how we fight that. But also we need to remember that, and we see this a lot, that major offline trade shows, travel trade shows, ITB, WTM, ATM, they all moving online. And with just brochures, it's impossible to present the destination. It's impossible to present the hotel with something that is printed or with an iPad presentation. It's just not enough anymore. So that's where VR actually come in a very big step in the game. And this is the way how you can showcase the destination, how you can showcase the property, and give the sense of what is already there in a very immersive way. And also with a very good example on how VR can be used now when the borders are closed, the travel agencies are the partners of hotels and destinations who promote and who sell the hotels now still for the next year, or some countries are open for this year's. But amount of calls that sales managers in the hotels, for example, received from travel agents, is this like this? Is there still buffet there? What are your anti-COVID measures? Can you just send me the video on your iPhone so that I can show the client how it looks like? This all is there, and it actually takes a lot of efforts from sales managers to reply on this queries. So here again, VR goes, where you can send the video and just showcase how the property looks like now, with the high quality content, which can actually help to showcase and to sell a hotel in a better way.
Yep. Absolutely.
Janet, I received a message that unfortunately His Excellency Sangwa cannot stay with us longer because he has a meeting in 3 minutes, right? Your Excellency?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let me just summarize, and I do it also for the press that is inside, that what is important for him to engage, in fact, towards virtual reality is that the history, the heritage is respected inside the content, that it will never replace, in fact, virtual reality or any technology will never replace human interaction and the social aspect of it. The second point was more that there is a need of a budget of communication and a budget, and also a budget for communication that is needed to be considered. And that we need to have on the top of mind that Angkor is a living heritage site and not on the bracket a museum where we just enter and visit. Am I right, Your Excellency? That is the summary on
yes, that's very right. And if I may add also as well in terms of the win-win situation where, of course, AR has to, of course, winning in terms of visitors' point of view, but looking as well in terms of giving benefits to the local community and bringing visitors to experience the real site, right? So I think it is a real hub, I would say, that would actually link up from the visitors before coming in, or not being able to coming in to the site in terms of providing what we want to show, and also to the people living the host as a host country, giving the opportunity to beneficiate from the income expenditure of visitors eventually coming to the site after seeing VR. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I hope that we see you very, very soon again on LinkedIn. He's very, very active. I really like to follow him.
On Facebook, though. I'm more on Facebook than LinkedIn. I just started LinkedIn, but Facebook is more my field. Yes.
Yes, you are always on the field and always on the ground with your people to support the entire industry. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, everybody. Nice to meet you, everyone, and all the best. Take care, being far from COVID, and we all come back together soon in Angkor.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Janet, can you?
Okay, the next question, right? In the developed countries, the adoption of VR has been pretty fast. How can we put Asian hospitality into VR?
The question.
Anybody want to answer that?
I think that's a question for Yap.
For Yap.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Yap, please.
I think that's quite an interesting question. What we can do now is, do we even know what is Asian hospitality in different countries? Malaysia has a different set of hospitality. Thailand has a different one, and Myanmar has a different one. Cambodia has different ones. What if we put all of this together into VR, and that's how we present Asian hospitality? I think that's something that's not been done before. Can we even initiate that at the ASEAN level and get every country to do a VR video of the hospitality of the people, at least as how their people welcome tourists. As you arrive at the country, this is how they welcome you. If we can actually compile a VR of all these countries, how we welcome people, as simple as that, I think that will create an impact. That will actually tell people this is Asian hospitality. This is how we welcome people. Come to Asia. This is where you want to be. This is where we treat you the best.
Right, and with a smile, the Asian smile, right? And the most warm welcome as well. That's what we need. Right, thank you, Yap. All right, okay, the next question is, what is the USP of the Asia hospitality that we can promote and highlight in VR so that the potential travelers is keen to visit or at least keep the destination in mind? Anybody want to answer that?
Hi, Janet. I think I can put in the 2 cents here.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
Asian hospitality is unique in the sense that within such a small region, you have very, very, very diverse cultures, right? Even across the border, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, for example, who share very close borders. Indonesia, with its many different sections, Kalimantan, Sumatra, Java, and even the island of Bali, so many cultures, so much diversity. I think that is the main takeaway for Asian hospitality. And I think being able to show it not just in the form of pictures, but in the form of a virtual experience, especially a virtual movie, where people can hear and they can almost smell and taste. I say almost, is actually the key to actually showing how much diversity there is in this one particular area. I'm not just talking about ASEAN, of course, I'm also talking about the whole of Asia. Right, so I think that is our USP as far as Asian hospitality is concerned.
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you. All right, it was a very good answer to that. All right, okay. Next question is, would Asia take time now to create VR content? Who would like to take this question? Would Asia take time now to create VR content?
Can I come in?
Yes, sure.
As I told you earlier, I'm not a tourism person, but I can share my opinion. I think as far as the content is there, it is already there, because we are talking about Asian hospitality, for example. Culture is there, hospitality is there. Only thing is to figure out what needs to go into the content of VR. So, I mean, it should not take us long, but there should be people willing to come forward to do this. And as one of my earlier colleagues said, the Tourism Council, or for that matter, the tourism authorities must take the lead, and then they should, bring people together and then do this. So it should not be a Herculean task. And, even with this pandemic, we should do it even faster and more aggressively than, during the other times. So I don't think it will take us long, but as I said earlier, we need to figure out the right content. You know, we are very diverse in our cultures. You know, we say Asian hospitality, but you know, as the speakers earlier mentioned, we are diverse in our own ways. Therefore, what is so unique about Bhutan, for example, that needs to be picked up so that, you know, people will be interested to come and test the hospitality of the nation. And a slight correction in the figure that I said, Marceline, earlier. In 2019, we received about 280,000 plus tourists. And from that, close to 100,000 is the international tourists, and rest are regional tourists. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency Nima. All right, okay, the next question goes to travel and tour agency. So it will be for Nigel to answer. Nigel, would Asian travel and tour agencies use VR to promote outbound destination?
I think, Janet, the answer to that question is very simple. It's, of course, a yes. And it relies, of course, on the local destinations producing the necessary VR videos. Because like most videos that are out there now, if it's available, especially if it's FOC, well, you can be sure travel agencies are going to use it. So in short, yes, travel agencies will use VR to promote not only inbound, but outbound destinations as well.
All right, thank you, Nigel. Thank you. Right, well, we have heard loud and clear how VR can have a positive effect by helping your visitors get a better sense of what your destination is like, and of course to encourage them to book directly with your hotel.